Welcome to the Investment X channel. On this channel, we help everyday investors with education, resources, and reviews. A preliminary note, I'm not a financial advisor, and anything said should not be considered financial advice. I have no affiliations with any of the channels I review, including BitBoy Crypto, nor do I receive any financial or other incentives from the reviewed channels. Now, to BitBoy Crypto. A quick comment on the sector of cryptocurrency. It's remarkable in the sense that it's not a highly regulated space. It's still nascent, it's still in its infancy, and that's something that you need to keep in mind. For the vast majority of people considering any material investment, preservation of capital, i.e., not suffering a permanent loss, is extremely important. And so, an asset class with the volatility of crypto requires a degree of caution and education. Examination of the historical chart of Bitcoin, which is arguably the least risky cryptocurrency, illustrates that while the overall move is a parabolic increase, the crypto cycles can be vicious. To BitBoy's credit, he is educating people on those cycles. Now, I've watched the BitBoy channel just explode in the last few months from around 200,000 when I first started watching to over 600,000 now. There's quality content, there's quality analysis of individual coins. He's getting people into crypto, which I think is great. He's pouring out a huge amount of quite specific content, although he has said that he's going to move into other related asset classes. I think for a lot of people, some of it misses the broader picture for some in the audience regarding portfolio construction and the basics of how to decide on portfolio allocation. That is, how much of each coin should I buy, and some practicalities over where I should store them. I found myself pouring through hours and hours of videos when really for the average investor, I think it would be advantageous to have something like a beginner's library, because most people, they just need the basics around the larger coins and where to store them. A lot of the crypto YouTubers, I think they should really start with what their portfolio is and potentially what the value of each of their positions are and the dates those positions were entered. And before they cover each coin, they could go through what position they've taken and how much that position is and the timing that they took the position. This increased transparency would avoid the allegations against crypto YouTubers, including BitBoy, that they pump and dump, or they're engaging in front running type practices. In regards to BitBoy specifically, he sometimes discloses positions, and sometimes it's much more opaque. Similarly, with the kickbacks or commissions that he receives from platforms like potentially Bybit or MarketCypher, that should all be disclosed in full, in my opinion. And also the risk profiles of some of the smaller coins could also be further elaborated on for a more balanced view, instead of just moonshot, 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 when really, I mean, there needs to be some injection of a balanced view in terms of what the potential downsides are of some of these investments as well. I think it's interesting watching him and other crypto YouTubers interview with other investors in more traditional markets like Stephen Graham. And I mean, I think that his depth of knowledge is really quite considerable. And I think that that's on display when he interviews with other investors from traditional markets like stocks, bonds, or real estate. I think there's typical clickbait thumbnails, which isn't to my taste, and the faces. I think that really gets old in the crypto space, and it detracts a little bit from the experience, for me at least. But I mean, he knows his audience better than I do, I guess. I can't comment on the trading tool MarketCypher, as I haven't personally used it. Overall, I really enjoyed the channel. There is a lot of quality educational content, and he's really enthusiastic about crypto. I'd just be mindful of the pump and dump cycles that can occur once he's plugged, particularly a smaller coin, as I do think he's now moving markets particularly on the smaller coins, whether he, desires to or not. Um, if you're looking for a bit more of a conservative position, then there's Ben Cohen, who genuinely attempts to moderate expectations, and there's less of a sort of a shoutcast infotainment type approach. And I've also found that he provides a fairly rigorous focus on risk adjusted returns. Although sometimes you just wanted to get shouted at about crypto, so I do enjoy BitBoy as well. That's all I've got. Investment X out.